So we buttered them up earlier, Jake Plummer and Chris Bickford, and let's get them on the screen. We're excited about this. Here we go in hour two. Chris, listen, we got the quarterback star on the bottom screen. We got you on top. Can you please, Chris, and you're no stranger to the show, welcome back. Explain how Jake Plummer, post-NFL career is part of your life and why we should get excited about it. Because I got to tell you, I am.
I think it's totally exciting. I was a huge fan of Jake when he played. He was dramatic fourth quarter comebacks, and he just played the game a little more differently, I would say, Jake, than the standard prototype NFL player. He was exciting to watch, and he kind of reminded me of a CFL player in the sense that he was creative and just had a tendency to have these dramatic fourth quarter comebacks. So I reached out to Jake. Turns out he has an interest in an acting career. So I was like, look, we'll give you a part. We'll make the part bigger if you want. And the part is he's playing like the old grizzled quarterback from this team that sucks, but the team makes it to the Grey Cup, and they end up winning the Grey Cup with this quarterback with two bad knees. So, I wanted to approach Jake and see if he wanted to take the role, and he did. So
Jake Plummer, welcome to the show. Big fan here for years. This doesn't sound like this will be a stretch for you for acting. Am I right?
No, it's a great opportunity, and I'm a little bit shocked at how loosely you guys throw out the word star, because I'm not really the star of this movie. I'm just playing a role of something I'm very familiar with, a quarterback that has a knack for bringing teams back from defeat, the jaws of defeat, and somehow scratching out a win. So it's an easy role, and I'm grateful for Chris reaching out to me. I'm not an aspiring actor. I just felt like there's a chance to go do a few things that have come my way, and when doors open, why not jump in?
Good for you. Oh, well, bravo for doing that. But when I read about your role, I'm thinking Dennis Quaid and Any Given Sunday. You must have watched that show. That's the first thing I thought. Are you kind of aspiring to that?
I've never really aspired to try to copy anybody in anything ever. I was compared to Joe Montana coming out of college, but Joe's Joe and I'm myself. So I went about my style and did my thing. And yeah, there's been some other great actors that have portrayed quarterbacks. As a QB myself, I always see the little intricacies that they maybe weren't coached up on. So in this role, there's nobody, no director or anybody's going to have to tell me, hey, here you want to come in and put your hands under the center or maybe lick your fingers or look this way or that way. I've got that all down. That's going to be the easy part. The hard part's going to be, making sure I come across and deliver the lines that are presented to me in a way that makes it look real as far as being on a movie screen.
Well, I read the article at 3downnation.com about you. And Chris, I'm coming back to you in a second. But just with you, Jake, I guess you've been in films before but have never had speaking roles. What is your IMDb filmography, if you don't mind?
It's very short. There hasn't been anything really other than a couple just minor appearances, bit parts. But this is an opportunity, like I said, the universe works in weird ways. When you put something out there that you might think about getting involved in, then all of a sudden I get a connection with Chris, and he throws this opportunity in front of me. And hey, let's have some fun in life and make some memories and meet some good people. And if anything, if I have a piece in this movie and it's on the big screen, my kids will go, "Oh wow, look, there's Dad up on the TV screen." So in their eyes, I'll be a movie star. But as far as, like I said, the star term is let's pull that back a little bit and just say that I got a little part in this thing.
Well, yeah. I don't think Chris, I don't know if Chris has a problem with that. And by the way, this won't surprise you, Jake. A lot of the viewers have got some questions and comments for you, and they're great. But producer Bickford, Jake just dropped that you guys had a connection. What's the connection? Because I'll tell you what, it was just sort of an idea before the last time we talked, but now you got Jake Plummer in the film, and people are like, They all sat up and paid attention.
Yeah. I mean, what I want to do for the CFL, and I've said this before, if you look at the NBA, before Bird, Magic, Johnson, the NBA, their games were, they had 7,000 people in attendance. average pay for an NBA player. This is in living memory. They're making like $60,000 a year. So I think the NBA and the CFL have a lot of parallels. I think the CFL with a feature film that showcases it, that'll be on Netflix with 200 million subscribers. Like, that's going to be an awesome way of advertising the game. Essentially, you'll have kids from Hong Kong to the Netherlands to Paris buying Cat jerseys, maybe with Jake Plummer's number on it. So I'm in active talks with CFL head office, and I'm in talks with the Cats. And the last hurdle is raising. Like, we have 2/3 of the money and the equity we need. We have 1/3 to go, so it's not a lot of money. And once we get there, we'll be on set. It's a 4-week shoot, 6-week edit, and ideally, like, we'll have the film on Netflix, and it'll coincide with the Grey Cup this year, which coincidentally is in Hamilton, where the movie is set.
Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg's watching. He says, "We'll forever remember Jake leading the Cards to their playoff win in 1997, first playoff victory since 1947, which, Jake, you would know." And that was right in Jerry Maguire era, right? Rod Tidwell era. What was it like playing for the Cardinals in the 90s?
It was good. I played in ASU, so I was well aware of the Cardinals and their history. And then when I got there, I was kind of looking forward to going somewhere new, but it was a really easy transition to just go down the road to the Cardinals facility and have a support staff all around me, not only ASU coaches and friends and stuff, but a familiar environment that was allowed me to kind of go into that without having to, investigate and go out and find new places in a new city. So the chance to start came early in my career. I learned a lot that first year. Had some really great coaches. That second year, the best coach that really opened up my eyes to the systems that are out there, especially Bill Walsh's West Coast system, was Mark Trestman, who you all are familiar with him and his Grey Cup titles with Montreal and Toronto. Great coach who really taught me a lot about the game. And that 98 season was a lot of fun. We went up and started lighting up the scoreboard, went run and gun, no huddle that second half of the year. And, to beat the Dallas Cowboys down there in the playoffs was just phenomenal. The Cardinals were a struggling organization about to be possibly relocated to L.A. And that year the vote passed to keep them there. And it was just a big, big win for the community, for the team, and for that organization, and that now has a home there in the Valley.
Jake, I really loved this article on 3 Down with you, and I don't know where they got 3 Down Nation. I don't know where they got all the quotes, but you mentioned your respect for the CFL. And by the way, Mark Trestman's a really close friend of mine, but even closer to me is Travis Moore, the great Timo. So I understand you guys got hooked up in Phoenix, and I always said to Travis, you own a tanning salon in Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun. It went out of business. Just saying. But you got a lot of great CFL friends.
Yeah, me and Travis had a lot of fun. In the offseason, we worked out together, but what nobody knew, and not any coaches especially, is that we played a lot of basketball against each other. We had a group of guys that liked to get our conditioning in on the hardwood. It was a lot more fun than running out in 120-degree heat. We'd be in the inside playing hoops, and he was a hell of a competitor and a great guy, a good friend, and I'll have to reconnect with him now that this is out there. But he was fun. We worked out hard together, and I know the CFL. I've been I wouldn't say a fan as far as watching it growing up, but I've known about it just because I was all about sports, and I think that as more leagues pop up to try to supply the fans with a good game to watch, that I think they're just sorely missing the boat on the fact that there's a great game being played up north in Canada. That the rules may be a little different, the field's a little different, guys can be in motion coming towards the line of scrimmage, but it's a great game of football with a lot of guys playing the game for the right reasons, for the love of the game. And quick story, my nephew lived in North Idaho, and they would go across the border and play Canadian high schools. And talking to him about it when they would go play in Canada, he said it was so much fun to go in motion and be running full speed as the ball was snapped. Just a different take on ball. And I love how the game is innovative up there. It's different. They've skewed the rules a little bit, but it's still about beating the guy across from you. And it's a very rich historical league that's going to be fun to dive in even more and research and learn more about it. And then to hopefully, like Chris said, get people's eyeballs on this league to watch a really good brand of football.
Well, it looks like it's going to survive COVID, and a lot of us had our doubts. Viewer Troy Durrell says, I love hearing Jake talk so glowingly about the CFL. I think we all do. And with Travis Moore, if you don't have his number, Jake, I'll send it to you. He is a coach here with the Rough Riders, but you can ask him about when that TSN analyst said on the air that Travis was too old and broken down, and he slammed him against the wall by the throat as a player. That's Travis for you. That's why I love that guy. But Chris, before I let you guys go, what do people need to know about the film Kick?
Well, it was a little incorrect to say that Jake would be the star of the film. Obviously, he'd be featured, but the film is about 4 12-year-old boys living in Steeltown, Hamilton, blue-collar city, and like they're perceived as losers. They're outsiders, kind of like my friends and I growing up. So it's their journey, and it's kind of coupled with the Ticats who lose every game, but they end up winning the Grey Cup. We're seeking investment partners now at this point to try to, we're almost there, very close. Once we get those partners, whether it's NFL guys who are retired or if the CFL partners, we'll be on set like 5 weeks after the money's in the bank. So we're very close, and we think it's going to be a hit. It's gonna be like Stand By Me / Rocky. So
I think it's going to be outstanding. Well, guys, super boost here interviewing you both today. I appreciate it. Jake, glad to meet you virtually. Hope to do it in person one day. So good luck with the film. And, have a great weekend. I appreciate the time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Jake Plummer and Chris Bickford joining us here on this Flame Tech Football Friday.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.